Could you grab me some of those
Yo,
getting ready. 2 minutes.
you're in here?
Yeah, in here.
Okay. It says on Freethink Radio, caller 23, what the fuck did I just show is playing?
Yeah, it's my metadata. I have to play an intro track on it, and I don't have that on here. Showtime.
Do I sound alright? We didn't even sound check my new
No,
cans.
you're coming in loud and clear.
Better than before?
Much better.
Good.
Broadcasting live from Hypercube Studios basement 27 here in the future capital of the former Spanish Empire. This is time for the show. Episode 175, 10, 4, 21, coming into you. 27 by 42er. This is Dr. Fox. This is, of course, your guided meditative hour through your weekly Subgenius radio telecast ministry provided by Hypercube Labs, as well as your weekly Psychoustics sub-ether firmware updates free of charge until we figure out how to do that whole back charging thing. We got to figure that out. Joining me via Hypercom, which you can come and be a creep in too, you big goofy weirdo, you. At timefortheshow.com, click the Discord button. From his magic palace, down the street from a place that has like a sign that says Magic Palace, here's Reverend Pease.
Oh,
did you like that? That was a big enthusiastic intro I gave you.
It was successful.
Did you like that? Did that stroke your ego? What stroke?
So, it's so exciting to be here with you, Dr. Fox, and the rest of the kids, because, man, what an exciting show we got planned for the kids this weekend, don't we?
I don't know. I don't think anything interesting has happened in days. I can't think of anything interesting to talk about at all.
Don't we have in the wings, though, the world's most famous person in the world, the leader of the Truly Chulies?
The world's most famous person in the world?
Yep.
Of the executive club of the world trademark?
Correct. Is not Fid Chuli's sweet melodical voice in the studio as well tonight?
Well, I guess not.
I guess no. It would have been nice. It would have been a good show. It would have been pretty good.
Well, I gotta say, I don't like Pease's introduction of me as much as I like your introduction of Pease, Dr. Fox. But I do like.
You can do a do-over.
Well, I do like your the theme song. Yeah, go ahead and do a do-over, because that theme song, the remix of it that you did from like a million years ago when I used to also be on the show, it's I love it. It makes me feel like the first time.
Wait, excuse me, you were on this show?
Well, the show was on me, really.
Okay, let's just keep it. Let's make sure we clarify.
I gotta say, that new remix of the theme song makes me feel like the first time somebody dared me to snort a pixie stick on the school bus.
Nice.
That was the feeling that I got.
Is that pre or post shitting in the ball pit at McDonald's?
Which time?
Well, there you go. So, kids, we're going to do something that we've done before, especially at Fabulous X Day, because we kind of screwed up Fid Chuli of the Truly Chulies introduction. I'm going to hand it back to Dr. Fox, and we're going to start the show now. Fox, introduce Fid.
Let's do it.
Oh, wait, I'm introducing Fid?
We're going to introduce Fid. We're going to start the show now. Everything before this
Are we starting over?
Yeah, start over. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay,
yeah.
Here we go.
This will be the real show coming up, kids. It's faux show before.
This is the warning screen, so everybody knows that this isn't like it's important.
There it is.
So let's do it serious this time. You only get like one redo a show, so this time this is the real show, Fid. Heads up.
Wait, what were we doing?
The show.
Okay.
We're introducing Fid.
All right, so then you have to introduce me. And QPs.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful day and show we have planned for you. Kids, it's always my pleasure and necessity to introduce to you the one, the only, Dr. Argus Fox Esquire. Not a lawyer.
Oh, hey, everybody. I'm glad you could be here, and thanks for coming out on the show. That was, I guess that was a good intro. Peas. That was pretty good.
Now you do Fid.
Peas is pretty. You didn't even tell them what the name of the show was.
Because they know it's time
There's
for
Carrot's closing the door behind you.
She's already had enough show.
I wish I had that up. Well, this show isn't any good, so let's shift the blame to somebody else's shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, from Jew Jersey, Nork, it's the one and only Truly Chuli's band leader, Vid Chuli.
Well, okay. So, you know what? That was better, but since Reverend Pease has home field advantage, just like in baseball, he gets to take a second crack. So, all right, let's start it over again from the top. And this time, Pease, this is your attempt to rebut Dr. Fox's introduction of me.
I thought he did pretty good.
Yeah, but this is your chance to redeem yourself. He did better than you. You get one shot to call it back.
We're going to start the show again. We're going to start the show again.
I wasn't even trying.
Thank God we're not recording.
Peace. I hope you were taking notes. Dr. Fox had some good points.
So Fox is going to introduce me like we normally do, and then I'll introduce you, and I'll take notes from Fox.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, you already. The time for taking notes is over. He gave me a world-class introduction. All right, this is your chance to redeem yourself. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22.
And action.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great privilege and honor to introduce to you the man who said once famously, "Fool me one time, shame on me. Fool me 2 times, shame on me. But fool me 3 times, I'll be shamed. It'll be on me. Fool me 4 times, and shame on me. And if you fooled me 5 times,
who I decide had the best intro of me. What do you got for us, Dr. Fox?
shame on me.
I say,
Fool me 7 times, shame on me. But no, ladies and gentlemen, of course it can only be none other than Vid Chuli, Esquire.
Hi, everybody. I don't really want to be here. I'm hungover, and I just had a chicken quesadilla, and it's going straight to my brain.
Pronounced Quasardiller.
a native species here in Florida. Come right up out of the ground.
I like to go to Taco Bell and get me a cheesy Quasardiller, and I used to like it when they had fajitas, but they don't sell those anymore.
The Mexicans use every part of the quesadilla.
Of the fajita, yeah, that's true.
What the fuck's going on this week's episode of Time for the Show, Dr. Fox?
Well, I guess
that's I don't even know yet. You just dragged me in here like a fag.
Show. It's Cube News. All the news that fits a cube. It's great, isn't it? And it's a pretty short one this week. Hey, Fid. What do you call people starting? Oh man, I'm gonna come back to it. It's on the notepad. Here. I'm gonna work it through. It's coming.
Shame on me.
I had a Chinese typewriter once, but I had to give it away because I didn't have a table big enough for it.
No L's.
It was pretty much a happy birthday to Clay Gould. He had a birthday the other week, and I meant to say that on the show, and I didn't, despite it being on my notes. But that's pretty much all I got. So it's happy birthday wishes, and now to sing you the traditional Southern Himalayan annual birth anniversary anthem presented by Kodak. Ladies and gentlemen, Peas.
What am I doing?
You're sing him the birthday song. Sing him the birthday song.
Happy birthday to you.
No. Not that one. Not that one. You're gonna get his content strike flagged again, Peas. That was the other Cube news. They're kicking. Didn't you hear? They're running YouTube through a strainer, Peas. That's why we have to have the goofy warning on the beginning of the show. Things that we used to just get away with, when we were over exclusively on freethinkradio.com. We were able to say all kinds of things. We could say cusses, and we could say swears.
I got some. Here we go.
And we could just lie to people. That was great. And now they're swinging us through like no anti-coronavirus.
I'm good. I got some content.
You got content on that?
Dr. Ghoul, it should be said, all of us at the show are so glad you're not dead.
Bit. Okay, that's nice. That was nice.
Yay, Peas!
So you gotta be careful, Peas. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do to be proactive against these new countermeasures on our freedom to comedy?
Couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you through the mask. Can you say it again?
The freedom of comedy. Our forefathers died with pens in their hands, proclaiming.
Benjamin Franklin was quite the humorist and was a founding father. So since the
he wanted to fuck
them
them if they can't take a joke on the money.
Yeah, he did, and he wanted to make the national bird a turkey as a joke.
Ben Franklin was a sub-genius.
Yeah. See, all the other guys were in the United States fighting. We didn't even call it then. We just called it like the colonies. And he's over in France taking air baths with naked French chicks. And he's like 80.
I was chastising a Monty Python the other day. One of these comedians, one of these male comedians famous for wearing a dress, tells me, they say to me directly, do any other countries have a filibuster, or is this just something the Americans invented to prolong slavery?
It was actually invented in Parliament, and fucking pretentious ass.
Well, all I had was, hey, didn't a lot of our slave traders come from your country?
Yeah. Didn't you teach us how to do it?
Yeah, Oh yeah, it's our fault. Our fault. Oops. And he's gonna get a Pulitzer Prize from that. He's gonna be in the next Droopy cartoon, and I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate a lot of things. I'm like, I don't do well when people tell me things, and I really don't do well when people tell me to do things. I'm not good at handling that. I don't like it.
Neither did Droopy Dog. He was all like, "Oh no, I have to free slaves."
Do you know how Droopy Dog sounds like Dr. Hal, sorta?
Well, I don't know about that.
Droopy Dog sounds like Dr. Hal on heroin.
Good day. Said a long, full life.
If you think about it, that's actually more accurate than it seems.
If you don't think about it, it's absolutely accurate.
Oh shit! I forgot about the doctrine.
Yeah,
it's
like okay. So here's the idea. Pease was working with me really hard on conceptualizing the show, and he was like, "I've got an idea. What if we did like a bit on the show?" And I was like, "That could be difficult. I don't know if we're bit people."
It's also the best idea that he has ever had for a podcast, nay, that anybody has ever had for a podcast nay, that any person has ever had about anything ever throughout all time. But
Just
it
have
was
some
just
questions about bits is all.
slightly out of our reach.
So that's
I
yeah,
don't-
that's like our one bit. Like I came up with a bit like 2 years ago and printed it out on some paper and mailed it to Pease. I said, "Here's this. I made a bit. Here's one bit." And since then, we've come up with a whole lot of bits. You know, Pease is really good at it. I wouldn't be surprised if Pease has like a list of bits that would make for great podcast entertainment.
Yeah,
Well,
except for the part that, we're not comedians, we just play them on the radio.
Right. But here's the thing: bits are the Chuck key of comedy.
The Chuck key?
Yeah.
Is that like Bride of Chucky?
No, the Chuck key. Like when you're changing the bit, you use a Chuck key to do it. So bits are, in a sense, the Chuck key of the industrial thing that we call
Swiss
comedy.
Army knife reference? I'm not catching you.
Well, that's
okay.
old school because nowadays all the Chucks are keyless. So Pease is referring to a very old.
It's true.
An antiquated euphemism from days yore. You and your,
CP's
you and your
original
slather of bacon.
Original Hawaii 5-0.
All X day long. Pease was like, I need to go get a handle of bacon. Can someone please go pick me up a cord of bacon?
Rasher of bacon.
If someone
I needed
could
a
go pick
rasher.
me up 1 stone of bacon.
A rasher.
If somebody could go get me 1 knapsack of bacon.
Nipsack.
Yeah, somebody could
scrotum
go
weight.
get me
Could I get a scrotum weight of
1.5
bacon, please?
witch cunts.
Oh, we should go to the Waffle House as a bit and order weird amounts of stuff. Like, yeah, I would like a scrotum weight of eggs, please, with a handle -4 of bacon. And do you have scrunches of sausage?
Well, it's not going to be a real metric unit, you know. It's going to be relative to whoever's on the grill, you know.
It might be
What's the guy at the
queef.
grill?
It
The guy
could
at the
be
grill won't
queef.
even bat an eye. He'll just start passing shit
Queef
out.
will hand
He's
us a
like, "Oh, here's
scrote's worth
your-
of bacon.
here's your
Queef
scrotum
could be
weight of
working
bacon."
the grill. That almost sounds like an album title.
Queef on the
working
grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queef on the
The
grill.
Waffle
right
House
in the kitchen.
The Waffle House hash brown sling featuring Queef on the grill.
Foster Diller and his all-boy band.
Queef and the Waffle House 5.
That's one thing that I haven't come across in all of the training videos that I pluck out of videotape bins and get uploaded to
Waffle House
YouTube.
training
I haven't
videos?
seen a Waffle House training video.
They keep those locked up because that's a crack staff.
They've got it down over there. It's a tight operation.
You actually are issued the medium, and 2 managers have to be together and turn their keys at the same time, and you're only allowed to watch it on premises. And
it's
the
on
armored
laser
truck
disc.
comes and take it. Yeah.
2 managers have to spool the VHS.
And there's a
rotors at the
karaoke part
same
of it
time.
that is mandatory participation.
What kind of secrets are they hiding at the Waffle House?
Dark ones.
It's not about what they're hiding at the Waffle
Sounds
House.
like a
It's
sticky
about what
situation.
they're hiding under the Waffle
The
House.
secret waffle goodness is hidden in every Waffle House.
It's
Well,
probably that the bathroom pipes connect directly to the kitchen.
Yeah, that's where their organic water comes from.
Boneless water. Now available in locations near you. You think Waffle House might get mad at us for saying stuff like this? I always
No,
worry
they
about
love
YouTube
that
getting
stuff.
mad at us these days, but I never really worry about Waffle House getting angry.
Waffle House is
What are we
disappointed
gonna
when
do
the
if we
list
end
of
up
people killed
blacklisted
is
from
not-
Waffle House? Where are we going to take our shenanigans?
The best thing that could happen to any of
Oh,
us
buffet.
is getting sued by Waffle House, because when we win the lawsuit, we would get a lifetime of free Waffle Houses.
You
Or
get a
uncooked
Waffle
grit
House.
for our
You
bird
get a
circuit.
Waffle House. And you get a Waffle House.
These gets an IHOP.
The IHOP is just the poor man's Waffle House. It's a facade. It's a facade.
It is the only place where you can get the fresh and fruity Rudy Tooty combo, though, and I think that goes that needs to be mentioned.
The what
'Cause
now?
it is fresh.
I'm sorry, your mic cut
The
out. What was
fresh-
it?
The fresh and fruity Rudy Tooty breakfast special at IHOP. That's a breakfast for a man.
You can remember and pronounce that, but you messed up Stang's name on his ticket.
I did mess it up.
Well,
We had to
he-
ship him
Airlines,
FedEx.
the airlines messed it up.
To be fair to Peas, he got both of the names right. Okay? He just got them in the wrong
for
order.
having 18 last names.
Well, see, this is why Time for the Show is the greatest podcast this side of the Mississippi, because this is still technically the news segment.
We're both on each side.
And so far, you have been made privy to that hot Waffle House cutting edge news that no other mainstream liberal media is going to report.
They don't have
on.
the eggs. They don't have the eggs to broadcast it like we do.
And where else are you going to get this kind of topical Waffle House investigative journalism?
Yeah,
No,
we
it's
were
a
just
phone.
about to break open that story of the underground cults that are trying to propagate COVID-19. Did you hear about those guys, Fid? The Branch Covidians?
How COVID were they?
Burning up alive with the fever of Jesus.
That's all
And
we
the
got.
FBI.
That's it. That's my favorite part of the show. God, I love that part.
They grow up so fast, those bits.
That's so now we have to move on to my favorite part of the show. It's P's new bit. All right, P's, what do you got for us this week, buddy?
I'm sorry you broke up a little bit.
This week's bit.
Oh, it's
It's my
probably
favorite
gonna be
part
a
of the
good
show.
one. Let's save it for later in the show.
All
It
right,
should
well,
be
what do you
this
want to do? What do you want
showstopper.
to do now? Then?
Hold on, Peas. You
you-
broke up a little bit. You broke up.
Oh.
Oh,
I
wait, now.
think
Hold on. Now you sound okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do
Yep.
you,
What
are
about
you happy
me?
with
Can
the-
you hear me?
Wait, you still. Hold on. I was still talking about Peas, Fox. You wait
I
your
was-
turn. I'll tell you how you sound in a minute. Okay?
But you could hear me
Peas.
when I was just talking, right?
When you were talking then,
You
or
can
what
hear
you
me
just
now?
said just now.
Now.
Okay.
No, this. No. Yeah, I can, but I'm choosing not to.
What?
Peas.
Fid, come
Don't-
back. You cut out there at the end.
Spark. That's Peas. Peas. You sound beautiful. You sound angelic. Fox is breaking up. I can't even hear him right now. I can't even hear him. I can't hear anything he's saying.
Can
I
you
don't
hear
know why
me?
more people. Why don't
I-
more people pantomime?
Hold on.
Peas,
No,
hold
wait,
on.
Wait a second. Wait,
Fid,
wait.
can you
There's
hear
a
me?
problem. There's a problem. I can only hear Fox when he's talking. I can only hear Fox when he's talking.
But you can't
Something's-
hear Peas.
No, I can. I can hear him when he talks.
Peas, can you hear me? I don't think Peas
Sorry,
can
guys.
hear
I
me.
was pantomiming on the radio.
A time-honored tradition.
It's raining peas. Hallelujah. It's raining peas.
Branch Covidians.
I have one of their jackets.
Nehru?
Well,
Yep.
Okay, look, peas.
That's a good catch, dude.
You know what? The peas bit of the
That
week.
was a really good catch. I gotta stop you. That was a good catch.
You're welcome. You can have that one. It's free.
Peas' bit probably sucks, so since nobody's going to be able to hear him, let's just let him do it, and then we'll like go over it in post with a better bit. So, all right, take it away, Peas.
I did my bit while you guys were doing that sound check.
Well, my favorite part of the show is the sound check, the obligatory
Right.
midstream sound check. That's how we know that we're in quality show territory.
Hey! Hello! Hello! Hello!
Well, it's time for my favorite part of the show.
The scoops.
Wait, Scoops? What was Scoops gonna
Yeah,
say?
Scoop. Well,
That's
it's
my
Scoops
favorite
here,
part of the
and
show.
Yeah, it's Scoops here, and I'm back from the Haitian underpass over there in Texas.
Who is
And I
this?
just wanted to let everybody know it's Scoops.
Sounds like
The
Peas.
voice. It does a little bit, but here's the thing. Peas has been working with me on my diction and making me speak less Slavic because, as you know, I am Scoops McNews guy. I'm a Slav. So after I've acclimated myself here in America, I had to lose the Eastern European accent because, you know, it's people don't, you say, I would like a sherry slurpee, and they don't know what you mean. So you have to, you know, self-serve yourself a lot. So taking on the Peas' dialect was a big boon for me, the Scoops.
Boom.
Huzzah!
What kind of diction you been working on?
Cowboy talking.
Oh, Peas, you're my favorite part of the show. What are we gonna do with you? He used to be Slavic. He's not Slavic anymore.
still-
He's
he's
nationalized. He's nationalized.
No, he's still Slavic.
and he's
It's like
conformed.
when
He's
we're-
conformed to society.
It's like Madonna.
What if
He
what if
just-
what if Scoops read the Reddit post that I sent you earlier in his native tongue? Would
Slavic?
Scoops, yeah, if could Scoops read the Reddit thread that I mimeographed him on earlier in his traditional Slavanese?
Let me see if I got that. I'm sorry, I'm looking through all these advertisements for NCN and Phineas Narcos stuff. And, oh, here it is.
I think he shows
The
on
benefits,
today.
the list of benefits of dating an autistic person. Is that the ones you're talking about?
Well, not that one, but yeah, that one. Yeah, Can
Okay.
Scoops read that one?
yeah.
Yeah, but read it in your native tongue, Scoops.
List of benefits to dating an American autistic person. In the neurodiverse commune,
I already
feel like
regret
there's
asking to
a
do
lot of. Well, we can go on to something else. It doesn't have to be the bit.
No, you weren't supposed to hear me say that. I thought I was
well, I
cutting
did.
out again.
You were pretty crystal clear.
It's either
Wow.
this or read the Tetris manual.
Block fall, not make lines go high. Tetris.
Wow, that's my favorite haiku of all time.
Got that in a Russian fortune cookie once.
That's because there's no R's in it.
Well, which is it, the R's or the L's? Because
You know, you could
You
just
know-
let a mistake slide one fucking time, Fitzuli. You know, I did it right earlier when I said no L's, and I fucked up this time and said R's, and you just should have let it go because in the person's mind, they realized my racist joke was funny until you started critiquing whether it's R's or L's.
no,
Goddamn.
actually, no, Peas. I'm giving you credit for tapping into a deeply rooted existential crisis that racists have, which is, well, we can't decide. Did I say we? I mean racist people can't decide whether Asians can't say L's or R's. And I cite as opposing evidences of this 2 movies. The first one, Team America World Police. You know, I'm Ronry, I'm so Ronry. Okay, so they can't...
Yeah!
They can't say the L's in that movie, but if you watch Lethal Weapon 4, the bad guy says flied lice.
Yep. And it's
so
little
which
known fact,
is it?
those movies, both those movies were produced by the same person.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein.
David Duke.
Johnny Tang.
So, I mean, we need to figure this out, because if I'm going to continue to propagate white supremacy, I need to know which
Finn,
is the correct stereotype.
Is it true you fellas are going to go away from the whole white hood because you're against the masks and just go to a pointy white hat? Can you give us the update on that?
No, man, because it's like, you know, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. You know what I mean?
Yep. There's barbecue and sweet tea. There's barbecue and sweet tea in the reception area.
That's right. We got every flavor of Kool-Aid, from grape to sugarless grape.
All Kool-Aid can be sugarless if you're brave enough.
All right, if you don't put that as a bumper sticker on the back of your van, I'm going to pleasure you orally.
I sold the van.
What?
Why would you
Did you
do
give
that?
Cosmac? Did you give Cosmac the money back for the value of the horns?
No, I got the horns on the Jeep. I've got the horns on the Jeep. I bought. Listen,
the replacement horns.
No, it's bad radio for me to talk about topical events because I have no social media whatsoever. So
That's okay. Nobody else does either.
oh,
We used
brings
the
us to
funds.
my favorite part of the show.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, my second favorite part, to be honest. Everybody, there are
Wang
600 million people in the world right now clicking the refresh button on their browsers faster than a crack whore can snort baby powder out of a carpet. Dr. Fox, what's going on in the world of DNS?
D's Nuts Services.
Oh, you know why? Set them up, you knock them down.
This is I can, sir. As fast as I can.
We have it going. Well, we can rely on the sub-ether network through this time. You know, pylons have been constructed, and so we're stable. We haven't had any internal outages, or as we like to call outages. But the mainframe keep on our external network lies solely in the hands of our resident IT professional, Reverend Pease, who instructed me earlier today to be prepared for the inevitable possibility that he would not make it to time for the show because he would need to save the internet.
That's correct.
But all I heard is just a bunch of people were posting cat pictures and then they couldn't anymore. What'd you do to the internet, Pease? I mean, it's kind of funny, you know, Pease says things on Facebook and all of a sudden nobody can use Facebook.
Fixed it.
What'd you fix? Who hacked Facebook today? Was it Hummus?
Phineas Narco. And his long-awaited diatribe to the FBI has finally borne fruit, and they shut Facebook down today to research his claims of abuse and shenanigans on said platform. And this request branched out to all the Facebook aspirations or manifestations that there are: WhatsApp, Instagram, Tickety Talk Talk, Grindr. All of these things came to a halt as they did for the bees.
Yeah, his posts are so long that all the servers in the data centers were out of RAM. They
His
couldn't
posts
continue
are
to
so
load them.
long, Thomas Jefferson told him to tighten it up.
Thomas Jefferson, known for his incredibly short speeches.
Tighten up. What?
Tighten up. Tighten them up.
Tighten up the
Just gonna
speech.
tighten
It's
up
a
these
little
graphics,
long.
Peas.
It's a
Yeah, I
little
remember
long.
like Thomas Jefferson would famously he'd be doing a speech and he'd go over his time and then somebody flashed the lantern at him.
Oh, 2 by C! Ah!
I seeth I'm getting the signal. Please tippeth thou wenches.
Paul Revere probably had some strange PTSD anytime somebody snuffed out a candle. It's an interesting time to think about things. He was neurodivergent.
He just liked to pewter around with things.
Is it like a saltpeter joke or like a wiener
No,
joke?
pewter, Pewter. He was a silversmith. Obviously, the man would have had to have worked in pewter, and thus, pewtering around is funny.
Right.
Yeah, that one's not a reach.
I'm fucking doing a 6-series show on it, Netflix with it.
This is a good bit.
Hey P, stop being such a pewter puffer.
Such a pewterist, Peas.
I wonder how you would say that in Chinese.
Ask him to take you to the Star Wars world premiere.
The only phrase in Chinese that I know is "Don't shoot."
Yeah, they give you a little button to wear before you airdrop in.
Hey,
Useful phrases in Chinese.
They're getting stirred up. They're flying over Taipan. Taiwan is getting worried.
Who's flying
You
over
guys are-
Taipan?
Mainland China could be war in the next couple of days.
With China?
They told Taiwan. Yeah. Well, the two parts of China: good China and bad China.
Well, now that's a hard distinction to make because there's
Not
like
to-
real
not
there's,
to our government.
because there's like real China and other China. But good China and bad China, which one is which, Peas? Which one's the good China?
Good China.
The
good
white China's the good China.
And we only eat on that for holidays.
Traditionally, and I'm not sure that this carries over into race, but China was traditionally a pure white porcelain plate that sometimes was anointed with colors. So I'm not sure that, or gilded with gold.
White China. White China. White China. White China.
But the bad China is the Mao Zedong China, the Winnie the Pooh China, and the good China is the island of Taiwan, because they still make good shit for us over there, and they buy a lot of our guns and stuff, so they're our friend. And they pretend to elect people there.
They're handsome.
Democratic.
It's a handsome nation versus
Correct.
versus a beautiful nation.
I wonder if we're going to get censored in China now. Oh, that Evan Peas make me so mad!
Yeah, you're gonna get us on all the no fright lists.
So it is the L's. That's what I thought too.
Kim Jong-un is a big fan. He's a Patreon. What level Patreon is the most wonderful leader?
I believe he's a creamed corn member, which means he does
There you
receive
go.
1 can of creamed corn per month, which I then believe goes to pay for his general salaries.
Well, I think that's distributed to the masses.
That's
You
communism
get a
for you.
kernel.
That's
You
not
get a
communism.
kernel.
It's
You get some
juice.
cream. You get a kernel. You get a kernel. You get some cream. You get a kernel.
If O.J. Simpson started a communist nation, it could be under juice communism.
Yeah, looking for the killers.
Where's that air horn?
If the condom don't fit, you must quit.
I wanted the air horn because it's time for my 7th favorite part of the show that Dr. Fox and Peas don't even know about. Blow me in. Yeah. This is this is Uncle 80's clean joke of the week. I don't know. Should I do the one, Fox, or this is on behalf of Reverend 80, by the way. He writes all of these jokes, but we're gonna.
I'll tell you this much. I've considered making this a bit on the show because I think it would be my favorite part of the show. But then it's using 80s jokes, and we should be writing jokes. That's the whole point of the show, is to write jokes. So we're relying on him to write these jokes.
Well, the reason we're doing
a resident
this,
comedy
Dr.
writer.
Fox,
If you read this joke, Fid, he'll have like an ASCAP credit.
Well, actually, he'll have a SOCAN credit because we are on freethinkradio.com, the Canadian-based internet radio home of all of your favorite Subgenius content, and we do have a SOCAN license.
A lot of people want to know why Canada doesn't have a space program, and that's because they wisely chose to support Freethink Radio instead. So not only that, you're on the cutting edge of Canadian technology with Freethink Radio.
Freethink Radio is a lot like a space program. In more ways than one.
Now with more monkeys.
Well, Fid, how many jokes do you have?
Well, since this is the inaugural 80s clean jokes.
The clean joke of the week.
Yeah, well, we're going to do 2. Normally you only get 1, but we're celebrating here because we're busting the cum-filled champagne bottle against the cargo ship of jokes that is our good friend and the friend of the church, Reverend 80.
And plus, since everybody wasn't able to use Facebook today, you get 2 jokes because you earned it. You didn't have to read any reshares today, despite trying. All right, well, give us the clean joke of the week, Fid Chuli.
All right, well, this came up because you mentioned Grand Theft Auto earlier in the show.
Yeah.
And that reminded me of a joke that he said earlier this week, which was, what is the difference between Grand Theft Auto and the Holocaust?
What's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference between Grand Theft Auto 5?
Similarities all day.
Grand Theft Auto 5 and the Holocaust. What's the difference?
Only one involves Germans.
I don't know.
I guess that's a difference, but
What is the difference between Grand Theft Auto 5 and...
He just lost all 6 years in Germany.
And the Holocaust.
In Grand Theft Auto 5, they don't send the entire government after you after only 1 star.
I wished I played that game so I knew
Oh wait,
why that was funny.
should that be told from the other way around? So the difference is that in the Holocaust, the entire government came after you after only 1 star. Or I shouldn't say after twice. I should say they came for you after only 1 star.
There's a
The
flow
word
to
government.
it that I feel like I got the joke.
Yeah,
I got the joke, but the flow is gonna have to be.
Punch
What's
the word
the
government.
difference between Grand Theft Auto 5 and the Holocaust?
In the Holocaust, the entire government came after you. I said after again. The
you
entire
should have
government
punched
came for
government.
you after 1 star. All right. Well, you know
You
what?
could
This
say
next
just for 1 star.
yeah, just for 1 star. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember the way Uncle 80 originally told it.
Well, you
but-
have to remember it the way that Uncle 80 remembers his jokes, which is by the punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when you
that
have
they
to,
can.
when he asks you to remind him of a joke, he's like, "Well, tell me the punchline."
He does do that, and part of the reason we're doing this bit is because I've had to be on his ass to write these down. He comes up with these great jokes, and he doesn't write any of them down. The bonus joke this week's 80s clean bonus joke.
Hold on. Let me just cue up the musical intermission.
All right.
for this one.
Wow, you already have a theme. That's good producing, Dr. Fox.
Oh, I'm just, if anybody knows how to write a great joke, it's Uncle 80. Now this last joke, mind you, one thing that we do is, we shop with each other. It's a chop shop for comedy. And we get together every day. Every day we talk and we work on these jokes. And sometimes you don't need to work on them at all. Sometimes it's just number 5 is out of the gate and he smokes everybody else on the track. You can't beat this. So, with no further ado, Fid Chuli, Reverend 80's not as clean joke of the week.
It's still super clean. Like if your kids are around, don't worry. Just let them keep listening. It's fine. So what's the best part about butt fucking a trans woman?
I don't know, Fid. What is it?
Let's call Dan Shugger.
Yeah, I was asking you. I didn't know either. I figured. No, according to Uncle 80, the best part about fucking a trans woman is giving her a reach around and pretending your dick went all the way through.
And we'll be right back.
That caters to a special kind of mind, doesn't it?
It's not bad.
That's where that Confederate flag condom would come in handy.
You're listening to Time for the Show, a production of Hypercube Labs. Find out more at www.hypercubego.com. This show is brought to you by Packslack.com. Buy yourself a fancy bar of Triology soaps, now back in stock at Packslack.com. And our Patreonies, our little good pepperonis, sweet pepperoni Patreonies, like Subject T Change, Bob South, Dr. Cosmac, Reverend 80, Caller 23, Michael Marcus, Cowsloth, Scalpod, Trenchy, Apostasy, Exponord, Long Dead, Hazel of the Windmills, Agent Lloyd, Negative at Night, and Reverend Loch Ness. If you want to support independent farce, then go to patreon.com/hypercube. And we feature this show every week on freethinkradio.com. Shout outs to Martha Artha and Dr. Ellis. It's time for the show. Well, I guess that time, that means it's time. That's time for my favorite means of the show. It's where Reverend Pease, you're gonna tell me a story, and I'm gonna determine whether it's true or not. You have 60 seconds to tell your story, and then Fid and I are going to debate each other in the same room, but not facing each other.
I saw the police shoot a man, and I was leaving the park where I go camping in the auxiliary recreational vehicle research lab that we purchased. And as I was leaving, all the traffic, which was only like me and a bicycle guy, had to stop because there was like 15 different cops on this state road, really in the middle of nowhere. And they're working on some guy in the middle of the road. And I could tell because I had my trusty binoculars at the ready to where I could zoom in and see what was going on. And it turns out the guy had been beating his girlfriend in the car, and the cop, for whatever reason, shot him dead. That's my story.
Shot him dead.
Shot him dead.
Shot him dead.
Yeah.
All right.
Like we couldn't say to that guy like we did Dr. Gould earlier. We couldn't sing out in a very beautiful melodic voice. It must be said, Dr. Gould, we're so glad you're not dead.
Because anti-birthday song.
That's correct, and I think he would appreciate that because he seems to have a dark side. But Gould, that's French, right? Gould's French, so maybe it's just spelling.
All right, so we each get to ask you a question pertaining to your story. Fid, what is your question for Peas?
What was the make and model of the vehicle in which the person in question was lethally incapacitated by the heroes?
Forcefully incapacitated.
Couldn't see because when I was using my binoculars.
No, then that's not an answer. I need something I can bite onto here, Peas. Come on.
No.
Think.
A calliope driven by 4 donkeys and a mule.
Okay, my question is, did the police officer have an erection when he did this?
You know, sometimes it's hard to tell because of how the pleat of the pants, like, you know, sometimes you'll be wearing like stiff pants and you'll look down and you're like, wow, people are going to think I have a boner. But you don't have a boner. It's just like your pants are puffed up a little bit.
Chub?
There.
You just have like a half chub?
I'm going to say, no, you're total flaccid, dude, but it still looks like your pants are sporting wood just because of the fold of fabric and how it's, you know, it might be how you're sitting and kneeling. Well, maybe you do. But the thing about it is that I'm going to say there was puffage, but I can't tell you if it was erection puffage or just the normal drape of a person's clothing.
Erection puffage, that's what you get before you vote in China.
Well, pant puffage could be erection-based or just coincidental. It's important for people to know that about pants puffage.
The other joke was voting in China. I'm gonna say you made this story up because you have anti-cop sympathies that you're trying to continue driving on the program, and I know that you're anti-authoritarian. You really don't have any respect for law enforcement. You don't have respect for firefighters or EMT workers, from what we've been able
around most
to
of the
gather.
Time.
But
chilly.
I'm gonna say this one's not true because you're trying to enable the community. What do you think, Fid?
What's Fid's answers?
Well, as much as I agree with Dr. Fox about everything that he said about Peas personally,
right,
I do disagree with him that it was a fake story. Well, I mean, come on, you're preaching to the choir, Peas. I disagree with Fox that it's a fake story. And I can tell you why.
Why, Fid?
Well, based on the evidence, the man may or may not have had an erection, and the man was being answering to my question.
Why are you assuming that the officer in question was a man? I think
I wasn't talking about the officer.
In this
the
day and age,
officer had the erection.
Yeah, that was my question.
A woman can have an erection
because that would direct a different motive.
Just as good an erection as a man.
Oh,
but according to Pease, he believes that the officer, the law enforcement officer in question, was flaccid during the shooting.
I said there was pants puffage, and I was unable to determine the flaccidity or lack of the said individual's.
So there was okay. So we're looking at a probable chub. That's what we're looking at.
Probable,
Yeah,
but
and that's
not
why
conclusive.
that's
Not
why I
conclusive.
disagree with Fox, because the reason that it's
It knows
inconclusive,
that cop would have had a hard on.
the reason that it's inconclusive whether or not the cop had a hard on was because the cop was black, and we all know that they are showers and not growers.
Is
Okay.
hard on like a cis?
But the man in the
statement?
carriage.
Is there a more gender inclusive way to say hard on that doesn't denote maleness and just sexuality? Have we got to that point yet? Has anybody looked up today's newsletter? Can we get Danny on the phone and ask him?
So what was it, Peas?
It's a totally true story. We were coming home from camp yesterday, and the cops killed somebody in front of us.
You
And
saw
then we're gonna-
you saw the police shoot somebody,
What we saw
and then
is a bunch
and then
of cars.
Facebook goes down.
This is what we saw. We saw a bunch of cops all around this car, right? And I'm talking like 12 cars from 3 different fucking agencies. Then all of a sudden, I didn't hear a gunshot or anything like that. Then all of a sudden, I see 3 or 4 cops on the ground. They were standing around before that, on the ground, working on somebody. It turns out that guy had been shot and is dead. And the reason given is that there was a domestic violence situation. But we still don't know on the local news what that domestic violence situation was, or why the cop felt he had to shoot the guy. Right, so we don't know if the woman was being held at gunpoint or had a knife on her, or he went at the cops or whatever. But it seemed to go from a bunch of cops hanging out around a situation to all of a sudden a bunch of people working on somebody. Now maybe he was kind of okay and then started to die because the ambulance hadn't got there, and that's why they started working on him. I've also heard, I can't speak to this, but a lot of times cops are required, if they shoot you, to try and render aid. But it's been
But they just
alluded
spit
to-
in your mouth the whole time they're pretending to give you CPR.
It's been alluded to that they sometimes will delay rendering that aid under officer safety and make sure that the scene's cleared, that the guy's been searched, and this process can take a super long time because they want the guy to die.
Yeah, they do that because the guy is laying on the ground lifeless, but there's a knife like 4 inches away from him.
Yep.
So
So they're all
apparently
like,
no
hold on.
cops can approach him. Like, oh, he's still dangerous. Yeah.
So
But
we don't
you know
the
what?
whole bits, but
Do we
Fox
really
has got
want the-
Fox has got the trooper Travis Smacka. He's a good public speaker, isn't he?
It's all
Not
just-
as good as you.
Just more of that pro Nevada propaganda. You can't believe anything you see out there. It's all owned. You know, Peas. The news controls the media. All right, so that's Fids. I stole that.
Well, we didn't work it all the way out.
We
yet.
didn't work.
decide
Yeah,
if
that was that. That's
best
the next
one.
episode of Time for the Show. Let's work out this other fucking joke. We do that every week.
Joke per show, everybody. That's all you get. 1 joke per show.
Well, they got
You know
2
what?
but they got 2 this week.
Yeah, but
Kinda.
I blew the first one. I butchered the first one. My apologies to Uncle Reverend 80.
You goofy goofball, you. Well, we didn't do the Subgenius of the week, but it's I'd say it's up to Peas. You want Subgenius of the week, or are you ready to apologize?
Got fit here. I guess we'll do Subgenius.
Alrighty, so this one comes in via the Hypercom, and this comes from R Subgenius, which is if you thought regular Twitter was stupid, wait till you hear this one. So Peas, I was hoping that you would read this one in your. Well, not you would read. I would hope Scoops McNews guy would read this, but I guess Scoops got cold feet, and when you're Slavic, that's a death sentence.
Death sentence. Might as well go to camp.
So let me see here where we got. Okay, so
That's Star joke. Star joke. Fintel. Very funny.
All right, so this is this was posted by user Jack_Hectic, and this was submitted by Friar Quasar on the Hypercom. So here we go. I've been wondering, is the Church of the Subgenius a religion about ND supremacy? It sure sounds like it from the Arise video. Warning. The Arise video features flashing imagery and strange audio which might trigger unpleasant symptoms or might trigger pleasant symptoms. Additionally, the video also features some archaic and discriminatory language or images occasionally.
I want to interject something. This guy, in no way, shape, or form, no matter how much he identifies with us, can possibly be a fucking subgenius. I guess he could send it 35 bucks.
Let me finish reading the warning. Let me read the warning. Additionally, this video also features some archaic and discriminatory language or images occasionally. This may be due to the age the film was made in. Ableist language abounds a bit. The 50s and 80s aesthetic of the church, so a bit of sexism and maybe a little transphobic language. The old film clips used in the creation of the film, there's blackface in a few. Oh, also a little bit of nudity, too. There's the warning. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about this recruitment video for the Church of the Subgenius, and perhaps even a bit about the church itself. As supporting evidence, I present these various direct quotes from the video. And this, the name of this thread, which I don't think I mentioned, was a neurodiverse supremacist religion. 21 seconds in. What the hell do you think you're doing? Dragging your butt through the day, selling body and soul to a bunch of bland normals? Acting stupid so they'll think you're one of them? Damn normals! I once created a superhero and villain story about a weird hero and an Agent Smith-like villain out to make everyone normal and boring. I knew I wasn't the only weird one. Man, I've had my attention gland overheated a few times. Troublemakers and weird behavior, eh? Sounds like what I was called in school. Sounding a lot like a normal trying to understand us. Okay, so yeah, the least well-adjusted children really pick up on it. It tells them that if they are uncomfortable with their classmates, it's because they are better than their classmates. Can you imagine
every word of
this?
that's true.
Better. Not smarter, mind you, but better. And
better.
And
every
the response,
way.
Sounding a lot like a normal trying to understand us NDs. Yes, we're here. We're weird. To help you create the highest possible earnings from the psychodynamics of abnormality. Turn your conspiracy-implanted personality disorders around and channel them into an illusion of creativity that will fool normals and get you sex. This sounds like exactly what I tried to do before I knew I was autistic. This is where I basically stood up out of my chair and was like, yes, it makes so much sense now.
It was fine until somebody told him he was autistic.
I could cite more moments, but my fingers are tired. So, what do you think? Are the subgeniuses ND? And if so, does this church make their church the first ND supremacist religion and movement? Discuss!
How big of a fat fucker does this guy have to be that his fingers are tired? I can hear him breathing.
I watched a video online and then I typed words on my computer and I'm exhausted.
First of all, this person would not survive 20 minutes with any card-carrying subgenius.
I don't know. There's elements there. That's why I think it's got a good candidate for subgenius of the week.
Here's the other thing. If this guy's mind was blown by a rise and he had all those trigger warnings, don't anybody give him pamphlet number 1. His whole fucking head will explode.
Well, a lot of people criticize...
I think that is one of the first times I've seen a trigger warning on a rise. I don't think I've seen that before. Not that I can recall.
There's been a lot of people that have come out as autistic lately, and they get a lot of criticism like, well, how come you didn't know until now? If you've been autistic your whole life, how didn't you know until now? But the thing you got to keep in mind is 22andMe hasn't been out that long.
So, I think this is...
Oh, come on! It's a 22 joke! Inside joke, I guess. Do inside.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch your meta humor on the off-color.
I was making fun of sub-geniuses. They're all autistic. That's the end game.
So
He also has fibromyalgia.
God damn it.
Are
If anybody needs me, I'll be over there.
Neurodivergent?
I had to ask people what that meant.
You had to ask me what that meant, and that meant
I
I
didn't
had
wanna-
to look it up.
I didn't want to put you on the spot.
A lot of them are, but it's
thanks.
a very general term. It's a very general term. It's like, do you live north of me? Well, that doesn't tell you anything about what their culture is in their
I
country.
think it's funny that the guy goes out of his way. Here's a movie that was made 30 years ago, and it might offend you. Everything that's from the 1980s and 90s offends everyone now. It should just be a given. Old boomer movie. Be offended.
Well, it doesn't. He doesn't say be offended by it. There's a listed trigger warning with pretty much everything in there. There's nudity. There's blackface. There's sexism and misogyny.
You know what I can't get out of my head? Is the vision of banging somebody from behind and doing the reach around and thinking my dick's gone all the way through. I can't. There's a part of me that thinks, man, I bet you that's kick ass.
I know. I kind of
Probably
want
the
to try
best.
to. Hey, Fox, you got Reverend Purchase number on you?
I can't shake that one. I can't shake that one.
Just their premium Snapchat.
No, I don't think that would work because I'd know it wasn't mine. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, it was too big.
Way too big. Way too big.
We've been friends a long time, and we didn't talk for a little while, but Reverend Purge reached out to me on Twitter, and I did the nice thing and followed them back, and then I realized that Twitter is a lot different. You can post things that are a lot different here, and I think I've seen more sides of Reverend Purge than I ever intended to.
All the sides.
All of them. Out to in. Which brings us to my favorite part of the show. Pease is going to give us his neurodivergent apology and wrap this sucker up.
Well, kids, it's been a pretty good show, and even though we had that false start with some of the
Wait a second, Pease. Fox, where's the music bed of the sound of a whip being repeatedly cracked while Pease apologizes?
Well, somebody's been messing with my cart, so you'll have to catch me next week.
All we got is a hockey buzzer.
All right, as you were,
Gutenberg
Pease.
has messed with the soundboard. He spoiled you. Anyway, after we got through that initial hump and bump of not introducing Fid Chuli as the leader of the Truly Chulies in the manner that he's become accustomed to. And what I mean by that is the silver tones the silver melodic tones that is and will remain the voice of one Argus Fox. So once we got past that hump, the show went pretty good for a while. We did some of our favorite parts of the show, and those went okay. We talked a little bit about what it would be like if you were banging somebody from behind, a trans woman, and then you reached around to do like the reach around, and you could think about how that was your dick and you went all the way through the person, and that seems to have stuck with me, and I'm not sure that I'm sorry about that. I'm going to be doing some interesting porn searches later in the evening, and if you guys find something, feel free to drop me a line. That's care of the Pease NCN Radio Network. And I'll be glad to take all those emails directly to the NCN website, which I'm sure you could find with a quick Google search. Pretty big, popular guy over there at NCN. But here at Free Think Radio, I'm just your good old pal, the Pease. Pease is wondering what kind of hijinks and shenanigans we're going to have next week, and he wishes his friend Fid Chuli of the Truly Trulies would be here more often, especially when we have Cosmac from Cosmac's Commandos, and we could have a brouhaha and a free-for-all, a no holds barred, mano a mano, free-for-all in the squared circle that is the racquetball court of life. Remember, kids, our show comes from either the former capital of the Spanish Empire, Orlando, Florida, via satellite, Nevada, Alaska. And that's our show for the week. We wish you all the best, and hopefully you won't get shot.
Fid, you got anything for the kids?
Yeah, kids, listen to me. Alright, you may know me as Fid Chuli from Freethink Radio, the humorist, the comedian, but I'm here to talk to you about something that isn't funny. Don't do any drugs that I wouldn't do. Seriously.
Like, what drugs won't you do? I probably won't do coke or speed anymore because I'm getting old and I think it might kill me. But I would probably do, and I wouldn't do smack. I never really did that. I'll do opiate. But, and of course I'm still looking for DMT. If people have any DMT just laying around, they could always send that to 6428 Dobie Peak Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89108. And I'd find some way to dispose of it.
Well,
But Fid, what drugs would you do?
that's this week's episode of Time for the Show. You can get more at timefortheshow.com. Find out more about Hypercube at hypercubego.com. Thanks to freethinkradio.com. Support the show at patreon.com/hypercube. See you next week, kids.
That's a good teaser because now people will tune in next week wondering if people tell them what drugs they are.
Super Sphere!
Trauma Triangle!